Riley, what's the M stand for? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Elise, what's the B stand for? Great. All right, just quick review. So we're going to determine the slope and y-intercept for each, and then we're going to write an equation. Remember, when we find the slope, we need 2 points that hit the corner of a square. I think, okay, you can see your graph pretty well. You got several options here, but here are some options that wouldn't work, like right here at 3 and -1/2. You don't want to choose that because it's not at the corner. So I don't know, let's just pick. If you chose different ones, that's okay. Remember, we want these points to be as close together as they can. That'll work. If you happen to choose ones that are a little farther apart, you'll just have to simplify the fraction. Make your little right triangle. Juwan, what are my side lengths for that little triangle? 1 and 2. It's 1 and 2. And guys, is this puff, puff, positive or nice, negative? Puff, puff, positive. Okay, so it's going, slope dude is going up the mountain, so it's puff, puff, positive. And Grace, can you tell me what my slope would be, my actual fraction?
1/2.
And it's going to be positive 1/2. So you can put the positive sign in front, but you do not have to. Okay, so there's my slope. Y-intercept, remember, is where it crosses the y-axis. Y-axis is this one. Olivia, where's it cross?
0, -3.
Whoop, right there. So that is my y-intercept. Let's write it as a point. And now we put it together in an equation. Remember, the slope goes in front of x because it's the m. And the y-intercept goes by itself. Alice, you want to give me that equation? Mm-hmm. You can put plus -3 if you want, but you do not have to, okay? This next line, that is, for me, it's red. Is it puff, puff, positive or nice, negative? No, it's nice, negative. Okay, so this is nice, negative. So that whenever we write our slope, it has to have a negative sign in front of it, remember? Let's get our slope first. We want 2 points that hit the corner of a square. I mean, you got a bunch of them. It looks like they're hitting at every single square. Again, if you chose points a little farther apart, it'd still work. You just have to simplify. What are my side lengths for this triangle, Jack? What? Okay. And so, Tyler, what's my slope going to be?
1.
Positive or negative?
Negative.
-1/1. Some of you guys get thrown off with these negative signs. You can either put it out in front or you can put it at the top. So -1/1. There's a 1 on the bottom. So what should I say this actually is?
1.
-1. Just -1. Because -1 divided by 1 is -1. Okay, my y-intercept. Sebastian, what's my y-intercept here? Where does it cross the y-axis? Yep. Right there in the middle. This would be proportional because it's linear and crosses the y-intercept, y-axis at 0. Okay, so my y-intercept, and now I need the equation. Brian, can you give me the equation?
Y is equal to -x.
Great. You can put -1x if you want, but you could also just put -x. Either of those works. Let's remind ourselves that horizontal lines. So I'm going to try and write this out kind of slanted. Horizontal lines. This is horizontal. That was bad. There we go. Horizontal lines have a slope of what?
0.
0. That's what the O is. And our y equals whatever number they always go to. Yeah, y equals a number. Let's look at this guy. It's a horizontal line. What's the slope going to be, guys? What's the slope going to be? This is 0. Fun. Remember? The slope is 0. Okay, look at this graph. Don't overthink it. Where does the line cross the y-axis? William Landreth, do you think you can tell me? Right here at -5. So my y-intercept is 0, -5. Okay, but this is a special case. If you want to try and use y equals mx plus b, you can actually do that for this because we do have a number for slope. So if I wanted to write it out like we have been, it would be y equals 0x minus 5. That's correct. It's just kind of weird, right? And so a different way we can say it is just y equals, what's y always at?
-5.
Y is always at -5. And so that's what we're going to say our equation is. Y equals -5. So this is the best equation, y equals -5. If you want to write it as 0x minus 5 first and then simplify it, that's okay. Vertical lines are, what's the slope? Undefined. And our x equals whatever number they go through. So if we want to go ahead and draw one of these in, Vux, vertical. All right, guys, what is the slope of that vertical line? Undefined. Slope dude falls down the cliff, and he says undefined. What's the y-intercept of that vertical line? Where does it cross the y-axis?
0.
Look at it. This is the x-axis, guys. Where does it cross the y-axis? Does it cross the y-axis? No, it doesn't. So the y-intercept is none. There isn't one. Not applicable. Whatever you want to say. Nada, nilch. There is not a y-intercept because it will never cross the y-axis. And the equation is going to be x equals whatever number x always is at. What number is it at on the x-axis, guys? 4. So it's going to be x is equal to 4. That's your equation. It is not, it's different than the ones that you've seen so far.